welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a cruelty-free glam look that you guys see on my face right now for the holidays. So I wanted to do an entirely cruelty-free look. This is not a green beauty look, although there are some greenish beauty products involved. I love green beauty and I mostly want to feature green beauty on my channel, but I also want to show you guys that there are brands that you can use that are maybe just cruelty free and maybe free of a couple ingredients. If you're just slowly making the switch or you're just slowly starting to realize that there even is something called green beauty. If you guys have never heard of green beauty, I do have an entire video dedicated to talking about green beauty and why maybe you should care, why maybe you should look at what's going on your skin. So I'm really excited for this video because I'm featuring some really cool Canadian brands and I think you guys are really gonna like it. Make sure you stay tuned to the end because I'm gonna give you a ton of tips on how to make your makeup last so that you're not at the Christmas party, you're not at like your holidays with your family and your makeup is not on your face. So I wanna make sure you guys are photo ready and good to go for whatever holiday parties you guys have planned. So taking my Juicy Body face cream, I'm going to mix a little bit of this 100% pure argan oil with the face cream and apply this to my face. Both of these products are produced in BC, Canada, so they are Canadian cruelty-free organic brands. So I like putting good stuff on my face, so I'm going to start off with these two mixed together. I have dry skin, so I do like something super hydrating. Also, I mentioned when my camera turned off, but I did burn my face on the side here when I was curling my hair this morning, so please just like bear with that. Pretend you don't see it. I'm gonna put a little extra on that spot that I burned as well, actually. So I also did use the Cover FX primer. I used their blurring primer. Cover FX has a ton of different primers. I also have their calming primer, which I really like for my clients who have redness in their skin. They have an illuminating primer, which I just bought from Sephora's 20% off VIB Rouge sale. And they also have a mattifying primer and an anti-aging primer. So I do have all of those, or will have all of those as soon as my order from Sephora comes in, but I do have 3 of them right now, and I also have the anti-aging primer in one of my drawers. But I really like these primers. They're good for most people's skin. They're a little bit more sensitive friendly, which is nice, especially if you are a makeup artist. You don't want to have primers in your kit that clients could be reacting to. So I thought this look would be really nice for like holiday parties or Christmas parties, or you know, just like your family gathering and you want to look like bomb. So I'm going to start out with this Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This one's in the shade Light Neutral. And I did already do this step, but I'm going to do it again because my camera died and I want you guys to see the full look. But I'm just going to line underneath my brow here with concealer. This is just going to kind of set, sorry, not set, this is just going to give a nice base for the eyeshadow. I don't really like eyeshadow primer. Let me know if you guys have an eyeshadow primer that you like, but I just think concealer does a better job. It just cancels out all the veins, gets rid of any of the coloring. And this is also kind of helps you carve out the brows. Keep the brows nice and clean. I'm just going to place this all over the lid and underneath the brow. This is just going to cancel out any veins and prepare your eyes for the eyeshadow. Then I'm just going to go in with the Beauty Blender and just pack that out. Alright, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my face powder, and for this I'm just going to use Charlotte Tilbury's face powder. This face powder is amazing. It is not completely green, but it is cruelty free. You can just get this on Charlotte Tilbury's website and they do ship to Canada. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of this powder with my tapered powder brush. This is a tapered highlighter brush F35 from Sigma. I love this brush. I've had this brush for like 2 years. And I'm just going to push in the powder to this concealer just to set it. So I like to just use like your normal face powder color to do this. And then I'm just going to use pushing motions and pack this powder all over the lids. So next we're going to be using the Tartelette palette. This palette is just like a matte eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to be starting off with the transition shade, this one here, Force of Nature. So I'm just going to take this back and forth throughout the crease and blend it up a little bit. So this is just using windshield wiper motions. I'm going to mix a little bit of this Wander shade as well. Whoops. That's just this shade here at the bottom. And I'm just going to take this on the back of the lid underneath the crease and then just take it throughout the bottom half of the crease over here.
And then same thing on this side, I'm just going to blend out this eyeshadow just towards the back of the lid. I'm going to try and keep this below the crease because I really want to smoke out and add depth to the back of the eye here. Now I'm going to go in with this purpley shade, and I'm just going to add this just to the center of the crease here. I really want to deepen this look so that when I go in with the glitter from Stila, it's going to pop. So I'm going to go in with the same purpley shade and just do the same thing on the other eye. Windshield wiper motions back and forth throughout the crease, keeping this pretty tight just to that crease area. Now I'm going to go in with this deeper purple shade and really deepen this look from the back of the lid. So you can see I'm just going to kind of pack this and then pull the color forward just at the back of the lid. It is important in this step that you don't take the color too high because you don't want to darken the entire eye, especially if you have smaller eyes like myself. You want to keep the center and the middle of the eye pretty open and just darken towards the back. So I'm going to build this color a little bit. You can build this color as much as is your preference.
Then I'm going to take Stila's glitter in Kitten Karma. This is like a rose gold glitter. I'm just going to put this right on the center of the lids.
So this is a really pigmented glitter, and I really like using this product. It's very, very easy to use. It's probably the easiest and cleanest way that you can possibly use glitter. So I'm going to try and keep this below the crease, and then with my finger just blend this into the darker, deeper purple that I put at the end, and blend it into the inner corner as well. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, popping most of the color on the center of the lid and then taking it back slightly. I'm going to blend both it forward and backwards with my finger as well.
Okay, and then I'm going to go in with an eyeliner, and I'm going to use Inglot's eyeliner number 90. This is a brown eyeliner. Inglot is a cruelty-free brand, and I really like their products. This is waterproof, so you're ensured it's not going to come off. I'm just going to line the eyes as close to the lash line as I can.
So I find it's helpful to just pull the eye out a little bit to keep it tight, and then just get right in there, almost on top of the lash line.
And I'm going to put glue on these and size them off camera, and then I'll put them on for you guys on camera so you can kind of see the lashes. You can definitely skip ahead if you already know how to put on your lashes, but I know there's a lot of people who don't know how to put on lashes and might want to for their holiday parties, so I will show you guys.
So these are my cruelty-free 3D silk lashes in the style Glam Queen. So I'm just going to grab the lash from the back and just pull it out of the container. And then I'm going to cut always from the back. So I'm just going to cut a couple lines off and put some glue on it. I am here using the Thrive Cosmetics glue. I'm sorry guys, this one was almost out, so I do have to go back into the applicator a couple times just because the product was almost gone. So it's important that you let the lash glue dry before you go in and put it on your eye. Then I'm just going to look down into a mirror and pop these lashes right on top of my natural lashes. Once this is done, I'm going to squeeze, first starting at the back, then squeeze in the middle, binding your lashes with these lashes, and squeeze at the beginning. I always go over top and just give one last squeeze as well. And then same thing, looking down into a mirror, pop them on top of your natural lashes, and then squeeze at the back, squeeze at the middle, and at the front.
Now I'm going to grab the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. This one is the Light Wonder foundation, and I'm going to mix two shades because I do have a fake tan on right now. Just a Josie Moran fake tan, which I actually really like. I just got it from Sephora. It is really nice color. You know what, I actually might just use number 7. Just looking at it, that looks like it'll be about the shade. And I'm just going to push this all over the face. So I think this might be a little bit dark actually. A little bit darker than I was thinking. But that is okay. I will lighten it with the concealer when I go in.
And then I'm just going to keep pushing this in. It is important that you do use pushing motions and not sliding. Pushing is just going to keep the product exactly where you want it.
Now I'm going to add some of Juicy's Peppermint Lip Balm. I like to do this before I get to the lip step so it has time to kind of hydrate my lips. Then I'm just going to grab my favorite color corrector, and this is New Evolution's Camouflage Cream in Disguise. It's just a cream color corrector. And I'm just going to put it in the areas where I have a little bit of darkness, so just underneath the eyes right in here, on both sides. And then I have a little sunspot right here, which is kind of emphasized when I do a spray tan. So I'll just put a little bit over that. My burn covered up pretty nice, so I'll just leave that. Then I'm going to grab the Tarte Shape Tape again, and I'm just going to do a little bit of concealer right in here. I'll also do it on my burn as well, actually. I mean my sunspot. When I said a little bit, I meant a lot.
Then I'm going to grab my beauty blender and I'm just going to push in all of these areas that I just put concealer on. So underneath the eyes, down the nose, the forehead. I'll also do the chin and the other side of the face.
Now I'm just going to set the entire face with the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm going to make sure I pat it out so there's no creasing.
So for this step, I do like to use pushing motions again, just so that you're not moving the product underneath. This is especially important if you have any texture in any of these areas. So any acne, any fine lines, you want to just keep that product right where you want it. Now I'm going to go in with a bigger powder brush and just set the rest of my face. If you have extremely oily skin, you're going to want to extra powder in those areas. If you have dry skin, you're going to want to powder a little less.
Okay, then I'm going to do some contouring. I'm going to go in with Tarte Hotel Hieress. This is a pretty dark color. I'm going to contour. I gotta be careful because I have that burn.
So first I'm just going to go back and forth underneath that cheekbone. If you don't know where your cheekbone is, you can feel it out just by using your 2 fingers on your face. So what I do is I go back and forth underneath, and then I will slowly circular motions it up. Now I'm just going to take it on the temples and across the forehead just to give me a little bit of color, a little bit of bronze. And same thing on the other side. Depending on the size of your forehead, you're going to want to do a little bit of bronzer up here. If you have a smaller forehead, I would avoid doing too much. And again, just back and forth underneath the jawline. I'll also do some on the other side. So first, back and forth, just underneath the cheekbone. And then once I don't have much left on the brush, I will circular motions the brush up just to blend. Now I'm just kind of pinching the brush and doing down the sides of the nose. You want to make sure that the nose contour is very, very slight, so make sure you don't have much on the brush when you go in and do this. I'll also do under the lip as well. You can choose to go in and darken any areas where you want to add some depth. If you want that extra contour, I just go in and add some layers. Layering is also going to help make your makeup last. Now going in with some highlighter. So this is the BECCA highlighter. I'm just going to hit the top, the high points of the cheek there with a back and forth motion. If you get oily, I would avoid this step, but I am very dry, so I'm going to do a little bit down the nose and on the top of the Cupid's bow of the lip. And same thing on the other side, grabbing a little bit more product, just back and forth right on top of that cheekbone there. That's just going to pop any area that the light would naturally hit.
I'm going to go in with one of my favorite blush companies, and this is BECCA Cosmetics. This one's in the style Snapdragon. It's kind of like a corally. It doesn't go on quite as bright as it looks in this pan. And I'm just going to do about center of the pupil back for this blush. So I kind of deposit it and then I just like wipe it. Once I don't have much left on the brush, I kind of do a little bit on the forehead too. Just find it's a good look, kind of brings it all together. And I once heard to tie the whole look together, you should put a little bit of the blush color in the crease. So I'm going to try that out today, see what that looks like. Oh yeah. That actually does kind of tie together. I like that. Now I'm going to do underneath the eye, so going back into this Tartelette palette, I'm going to grab Power Play actually, this kind of gray shade. Try not to make that stupid face. It's hard though.
Then I'm just going to grab a little bit more of that color and I'm just going to go back and forth to about the center of the pupil towards the back of the eye. Now I'm going to go in with this darker purple shade, and I'm just going to keep this towards the back quarter of the eye. So this is going to help create that depth by keeping the darkness towards the outer ends of the eye. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a back and forth swiping after I've deposited the product. You can build this as much as you'd like. It's really how dark and how much glam you want to go in with. Then going in with Josie Maran's mascara, I'm just going to put mascara on my bottom lashes. I like to do a little mix of toggling back and forth with running the wand all the way down through the lashes. Also, when you have strip lashes, you should be putting it on your strip lashes as well as your top lashes to kind of bind the two together.
And I just popped on a red for the camera just to show you guys what it would look like with a lip. The reason I didn't do the lip on camera is because I did an entire lip swatch video on which color you should wear for the holidays. So I tried out plums, I tried out reds. So for this video, I ended up going with red, but for that look, I ended up going with the plum. So I thought I'd switch it up a little bit.
Then I'm just going to take my rose water and use this as a setting spray, spraying it all over my face and fanning it dry.
So as promised, a couple tips to making your makeup last. Number one is you're going to want to layer your makeup. So if you want your blush to be there by the end of the night, you're going to want to do a couple layers of blush. Same thing with bronzer, same thing with contour. Tip number two is that if you're going to be getting a lot of photos of your makeup, make sure that you make it a little bit darker than you normally would. Even though you're going in dark, you want to make sure that you're really blending and that there's no lines of demarcation where your eyeshadow started. You want everything to flow really soft into each other. Tip number three is a setting spray. So if you're really into green beauty like I am, I'm going to be using this rose water setting spray. It's not really a setting spray, it's just rose water, kind of a natural alternative to setting spray. If you really don't care about green beauty at all, then you can use the setting spray like Skindinavia setting spray, which does have alcohol in it and over the long run will be quite drying to your skin. But for one night, for a special occasion, I think it's okay to use some of these products. It's more over the long term that I'm concerned about what I'm using on my face. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, please subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Also, if you have any questions about this video or want some green beauty alternatives to any of the products that I use in this video, please leave me a comment. I will do my best to get back to each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a lovely night.